Welcome back. Well, the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal will today announce the fate of the eThekwini mayor, Zandile Gumede. Gumede was placed on special leave following her arrest on corruption charges relating to a controversial 208 million rand tender. Let's get the latest now. Ayanda Mhlongo is joining us from eThekwini, the port city of Durban. Ayanda, why is it taking so long for the announcement to be made by the ANC with regards to the fate of Zandile Gumede? What's the holdup?
Well, first, let me say good morning to you, Blaine, and good morning to our viewers. Certainly has been quite a difficult issue, it seems, for the ANC. As you know, Blaine, she was asked to take a leave of absence at the end of May. Been over 2 months now that she has been sitting at home. And firstly, as you know, and just to recap a little bit, the ANC, of course, had tasked its provincial working committee to look into her matter and to then make a report that would then be tabled before the provincial executive committee. That committee sat this weekend, and on Sunday, the ANC, through its spokesperson, Nomakuku Smelane Zulu, had said that they were going to announce yesterday what the party had decided in terms of Zandile Gumede's future. Yesterday, throughout the day, we camped outside the Coastlands Hotel where the PEC had been meeting, and last night, finishing their plane at around 8 o'clock in the evening, and there was no decision yet. In fact, we tried in vain to speak to some of the leaders of the ANC as they were coming out, some of them looking extremely exhausted, as we understand that it quite an intense and robust discussion yesterday. And our sources, Blaine, telling us that they could not reach an agreement as the members of the PEC. Yes, they had the PwC report, which at this point we do not know what it recommended, but there seems to be a lot of back and forth, with some members saying that it was too early to take the decision, and the fact that they still needed to rather wait for the court processes. For the ANC, the fact that she is innocent until proven guilty by the court, and others, of course, saying, if you remember, that when she was granted the 50,000 rand bail, it came with very strict bail conditions, and those conditions said that she could not interact with some key officials in the municipality, and there was concern that during her absence, the municipality has had a number of challenges.
So the news of this lack of agreement, so to speak, I'm sure has filtered down to Zandile Gumede's supporters. Any reaction from them?
We did speak to them, Blaine, yesterday and this morning, and they're saying, of course, that they are going to wait to see what the decision of their party. We are here outside the ANC's offices, where they're going to be holding a media briefing in the next 30 minutes or so, and we expect them to tell us what they've decided. We're not, Blaine, certain that they're going to give us a decision. As I've said, our sources yesterday saying that they had somewhat deadlocked and there is no decision. In fact, a special PEC, as we understand it, is going to take place on Sunday. It could be, Blaine, that the party is buying time. You know, she does go back to court on Thursday, yes, and they will then possibly, there are those who believe that the case against her could be withdrawn. So it seems that there are those who are buying time until Thursday. The party will then expect it to meet again for that special PEC on Sunday.
Yeah, so I guess a lot to discuss apart from Zandile Gumede at this press conference, because Gumede was not the only one that was investigated by the PwC, correct?
Correct, Blaine. She was not the only one. It was also the mayor of Newcastle, who is also taking a leave of absence, Dr. Tutugo Mahlaba. As you know, he's facing a murder charge there. And he, Blaine, we did see him yesterday. Of course, he also did not want to speak to us. But in terms of his case is slightly different. Remember that he wrote to the party requesting to take time to deal with his legal challenges. And so the report into Dr. Mahlaba, the PEC, has said that it has not yet been concluded. So from what we understand, his matter was not dealt with until the PwC concludes its report. But certainly he is the other senior leader of the ANC that the party has to deal with. And whatever decision is taken with regards to Gumede, her supporters are saying that the same decision would have to then apply to Dr. Mahlaba.
So, Ayanda, what's the options here for Zandile Gumede? What's the options in terms of your knowledge on the table? Is it a matter of fact, or is it a matter of waiting for her to appear on Thursday and then take a decision, or bring her back before then? What have you heard?
Well, from Gumedes' side, one thing, you know that she's been rather silent. She only spoke out once, and that was just after the ANC had announced the extension of her leave of absence. So she's been quiet, and we understand from people close to her that she's been dealing with her lawyers in preparation for the court case. She, according to them, has had no interactions with the ANC. In fact, as I'm saying, Dr. Mahlaba was part of the meeting. She was not, as far as we know, and on Sunday, I did try to speak to people who are close to her, and they said that she was at home. She's possibly waiting for a decision by the party, and whatever decision we understand, Plain, if they do take regarding her future, they would first have to consult with her, and if it is a recall, then she would possibly must be given an opportunity to challenge that decision. But all those questions we will ask the ANC when they addressed us at around 12 o'clock.
She is out on 50,000 Rand bail. When she appears on court on Thursday, what can we expect?
Well, one, I think let's first look at the side. It's going to be her second appearance in court. She appeared very briefly the first time. And so there was, the last time the state did say that there still needed to be further investigation. Right. So one would possibly be an update from the state on how far the investigation has gone. But outside is also going to be a big focus, Blaine. Already her supporters are planning a night vigil on Wednesday night. And they said they're going to stay throughout the night and in the morning as well. They're expecting a number of buses throughout the city of Durban to converge outside the Durban Commercial Crimes Court. So they're expecting quite a big crowd. So while the story, of course, is going to be inside in terms of her case, there's also going to be a lot of attention to what is going to be happening on the outside.
All right, I appreciate the update, Ayanda. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Ayanda Mhlongo, live for us in the port city of